Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, in the Philippines, Tzu Chi volunteers are tending to victims of a recent fire in Quezon City with relief supplies and emergency cash. A new regulation in Taiwan's long-term care system is worrying organizations like Taipei St. Anna's Home, and we find out why. And the owner of a Rumba Shaker factory in Taiwan, Yu Yaozang, is doing his best to continue his family's legacy. In the Philippines' Quezon City, the misuse of a candle led to a fire which affected nearly 100 families and claimed the lives of 3 children. Upon hearing of the disaster, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived on the scene to care for the survivors and handed out relief items and emergency cash.
As the volunteers lead prayers for the victims, the survivors are able to find some peace. This fire in Quezon City broke out at midnight and took the life of Rovalin's daughter.
We really cherished her. She was always by our sides. She lives on in our memories.
Genia's 2 children didn't escape from the fire either. When the fire started, Genia was in the hospital expecting to give birth to her new baby, and her husband wasn't at home.
See? It's very painful because I lost 2 children. They were both so young.
The fire was caused by the misuse of a candle. 100 families were affected and the 70 houses were burned out. In providing assistance, Tzu Chi volunteers brought relief items and condolence cash to the victims' families.
We really need the condolence cash to start our lives again. The aid will be used for my newborn baby as well.
The fire survivors are relocated in a local shelter where Tzu Chi brings straw mats, cookers, kitchenware, rice and daily necessities. With Tzu Chi by their side, the survivors realize they are not alone.
Once I have recovered from this incident, I'll be a volunteer to help those in need.
The disaster will eventually pass, while a passion to help others will give the residents the strength to move on.
Staying in the Philippines in Muntinlupa City, 87-year-old Leonora suffered from cataract and depended on other people to look after her. Thanks to Tzu Chi's free clinic, Leonora was able to undergo cataract surgery and regained her eyesight.
At the nunnery in Muntinlupa City, 87-year-old Leonora lives here, away from her 7 children because they cannot make ends meet to take care of her.
We are suffering financially. Some of my kids are sick. Some are studying. I can't find a stable job.
4 years ago, Leonora lost her eyesight because of cataracts and became very depressed.
The nuns will remind me to eat. I can't do anything but eat and sleep.
Knowing that Tzu Chi provided free eye treatment, Sister Rosa took Leonora to the free clinic for cataract surgery.
Thank you, doctor. I hope he can help more patients like me.
Seeing the colorful world again, Leonora is as excited as a curious child discovering a new world. After regaining her eyesight, she also regains her happiness and strength.
Also in the Philippines, Tzu Chi volunteers held a charity sale at the Malande National High School at the end of November, giving local residents a chance to purchase items at a good price. On the day, hundreds of local residents poured into the venue. Some were shopping for household supplies and some were looking for Christmas gifts for their family.
As Christmas approaches, there's a festive mood in the air. Philippines Tzu Chi volunteers organized a charity bazaar here at the Malande National High School. And in an instant, the school grounds turned into a marketplace. As the charity bazaar began, hundreds of local residents poured in. Conchita, who sells waffles for a living, was able to find kitchen supplies and a toy car for her grandson at a good price.
I'm very happy I finally found a present for my grandson. The prices here are affordable. If I bought them elsewhere, they would cost thousands.
Many residents had been waiting in line since early morning, hoping to find gifts for their family at the bazaar.
Last year we also came here. That's why we planned to come again today. The bicycle was not included in my budget, but I bought it nevertheless because it's cheaper here than elsewhere.
We are happy to help out because we can see that everyone is buying the things they want at good prices.
There were a variety of items on sale at this charity bazaar, giving the residents an opportunity to find useful and practical items at low prices, yet at the same time helping those in greater need.
Before 1980, Taiwan was a society focused on its economic growth, and so the responsibility of taking care of disabled patients fell on family members, religious groups, and social welfare organizations. Among them, St. Anna's Home in Taipei was established 40 years ago to help handicapped children who were abandoned by their parents. Some of those orphans are now in their 40s, and St. Anna's Home is facing a new problem. Due to Taiwan's regulations, residents who suffer from disabilities must be moved into senior care facilities once they reach the age of 50. Those who have been taking care of these children since they were young are worried about the upcoming changes and pray that everything works out in the end.
I have been here 40 years, so I know all the children. Here was nothing when I came. No house, nothing for the children. And I saw she had a spot here and she had a spot here. I saw that. She was on the couch. So the mother took her away. And then in the afternoon, she was on the couch.
From that day forth, she became a child of St. Anna's Home and given the name Bai Jianling. She suffers from Angelman syndrome.
These patients develop slower mentally. Also, because of their lack of communication ability, they are often living in their own world. This is why at times they will display smiles on their faces.
She's happier and she bangs her head.
Those who suffer from this illness will often be missing or have an inactive gene on the maternal copy of chromosome 15.
Jianling's illness makes her scratch herself, and although she is nearly blind, she is not difficult to take care of.
When these children die, they go straight to heaven. We have to work, but these children not. That are already angels. They can do nothing, they can do nothing.
St. Anna's Home has a total of 40 children. Most are wheelchair users and unable to communicate their thoughts. Sister Teresa says most people will see their disabled physical exterior and not see their angelic soul.
Often people will take a second look before perhaps they will say, how strange. Now, however, we hope that they will say, wow, these kids are so well taken of.
On this day, the children are going out for a walk, and Tzu Chi volunteers have come to help out as each child needs a pair of hands to push them around.
These children stayed in my thoughts the first day I saw them. I kept wondering whether they were taken care of and how I could help.
The sisters told me that we are Bodhisattvas, but I said to the sisters, you are Bodhisattvas too.
As each child ages, St. Anna's Home hopes they get the optimal care that they deserve.
Actually, many of these children's bodies age faster than normal. So in a few years, St. Anna's Home may need to restructure our services to become more of an elderly healthcare facility.
Under Taiwan's long-term care facility plan, once these children at St. Anna's Home reaches the age of 50, they must leave St. Anna's and move into a senior care facility.
I miss the children very much. And then I said to my sister, tomorrow I go home. And then my sister said, no, your home is here. And then I said to my sister, no, my home is in Taiwan. And my heart is here for the children. I could not leave them. And now I am 89 years old, and sometimes I worried. I hope everything will be okay.
There are probably hundreds of types of musical instruments around the globe, and each one produces a unique sound. In today's feature report on Taiwan's fading industries, we're learning about the making of Rumba Shakers, who some refer to as maraca. The Rumba Shaker usually comes in a pair and can be made either in leather, wood or plastic. Today there are only 2 factories in Taiwan that make the instrument, and we meet one of the owners, Yu Yaozang.
The Rumba Shaker is a percussion instrument, and when we play it, the sound it produces will vary depending on the player and the music played.
Filled with seeds, dried beans or steel ball, maraca looks easy to make, but actually requires quite a complicated production procedure. With the help of a machine, a block of square-shaped wood quickly turns cylindrical. Though the wood suddenly cracks, the craftsman explains that this is quite a normal situation and why it happens.
If it is a crack like this, it means that it was broken from inside, so that it will form what we call a burl. When it cracks and it looks white in color, that means it snapped when we were baking it.
Yu Yaozang finds no surprise in the cracked material, as he knows it is one of the prices paid when manual labor is replaced by machines.
The advantage of these machines is that they don't require manual labor, but of course, that also means an increase in damage rate.
The higher the breakage rate, the higher the capital cost, and this is something that worries the craftsmen, as business has dramatically declined.
When many businesses relocate overseas, they make the same product but sell for half the price in Taiwan, and then our market share is gone. With no more orders, our factories won't be able to survive.
In its heyday, Yu Yaozang and the staff had to work overtime every day, but nowadays they are lucky to receive an order a month. Despite the difficulties he faces, Yu is determined to continue the family legacy.
I graduated from a vocational school, so in fact, it would be difficult for me to sit in an office. I had to come back to work for the family. It is just the same as working elsewhere. My other siblings didn't want to take on the family baton, so I had to.
A filial child, Yu decided to take on the family baton. But as it turns out, he also suffered occupational injuries.
Before, I would be too lazy to wear a facial mask, and because of that, I went through 2 surgeries to treat sinusitis, and my lungs are not healthy either, as we suck in quite a lot of sawdust.
Sawdust fills the air inside the factory. Though the working conditions are tough, the craftsman's determination remains untainted.
In this fading industry, we, the younger generation, must work hard and have the spirit to research and develop if we are to maximize our chances of success.
A decade ago, the then 30-year-old Yu Yaozang took over his father's business. In recent years, he has decided to expand it by creating other wooden boutiques.
We have the advantage of machinery and skills, and we should put those to good use. We don't have to spend millions in buying machines and factories. I think this is a great benefit for me. Some young people don't even want to take on the family business, and we should be happy if they are willing to take over. When we get to a certain age, we should let go.
In this 3-decade-old factory, one can see the rise and fall of a faded industry, as well as the story of the younger generation striving to pass on a culture. Celebrating its 5th anniversary this year, the Tainan Tzu Chi Senior High School has received many recognition and honors. The hard work and dedication of its principal is one of the reasons behind the school's success. Principal Zheng Yaosong traveled halfway across Taiwan to serve at the school in order to fulfill a lifelong dream. He has devoted his life to making a difference in the lives of his students.
At 7 every morning, Zheng Yaosong, the principal of Tainan Tzu Chi Senior High School, would stand at the front gate greeting every student. He left his home in Yilan to come to Tainan to realize his dream of helping students.
During a visit to the Hualien Tzu Chi Senior High School, I made a wish, hoping to work there someday.
Principal Zheng Yaosong cares about the students and takes time to understand their needs. Sometimes he also acts like a strict father, making sure that all teachers understand the mission behind the school.
A principal is not just a position, it's a role of great responsibility. I believe in what Master Zheng Yan said, there isn't a child that cannot be taught. The problem is that the teacher has not found a suitable method.
Working as a principal for 20 years, Zheng Yaosong is most grateful for his family's support. Here at his school, he can stop being a strict disciplinarian and just be his true gentle self.
The wrinkles on his face are slowly fading. He's no longer severe and serious. Deep down, he's really a child at heart.
After getting to know him, I realized that he only looks strict, but in reality, he's very nice and benevolent. So I often tell teachers that he only looks mean, but is in fact really kind.
Maintaining the school with Tzu Chi's humanitarian spirit has been long and arduous. However, Zheng feels it was all worthwhile.
When I see the students, I feel really happy and immediately forget all my worries. Sometimes seeing them even helps me find solutions.
As principal, Zheng Yaosong shoulders heavy responsibilities. However, he believes that as long as he continues to promote the principles of goodness and love, then students will grow and develop into well-rounded and successful people.
Here in Malaysia, the implementation of the New Shoot Scholarship by the Tzu Chi Malacca chapter this year has motivated many students to develop themselves both academically and behavior-wise. One example is Kamaria's 3 children who have been nominated for the scholarship's Academic Improvement Award. With the encouragement and support of Tzu Chi volunteers, the children have shown great improvement in their studies and behavior.
Okay, saya boleh kasih 6 job.
Stamping the booklet and writing down words of encouragement, the volunteers' actions may seem trivial, but for the kids, this is something they look forward to every month.
I have given you an extra one. Don't forget to continue on, okay? When I come back next month, I'll ask your mom if you did. Agreed? Agreed.
The siblings sit alongside each other as they chat excitedly with the volunteer, but this was not the case 6 months ago.
When we previously visited, her children would remain in their room. They never came out.
To apply for Tzu Chi Scholarship Aid, this booklet is necessary to track each student's progress and will serve as the basis for evaluation by the volunteers every month.
We have to abide by this booklet. For instance, if they attend school and help out with household chores, if they have done these things, they tick it off in their booklet. The scholarship helps us interact with the children.
With such motivation, the kids now assist their mom with household chores and no longer skip class.
He started to change. He doesn't skip school anymore. He goes every day.
Bagi Cuk tu dapat meningkatkan keyakinan diri saya. Boleh disiplinkan diri buat kerja rumah untuk ibu.
By getting stamps in my booklet, I'm motivated to help my mom out with household chores. I also study harder now. My Malay ability has also improved.
Tapi sekarang dah meningkat ke A.
这个最后的事业。
Setting goals for these children to achieve, together with the encouragement and companionship of volunteers, this is the great significance that this booklet holds.
To help Hurricane Sandy survivors in the United States, DaAi volunteers in Taiwan made delicious steamed buns to raise funds, and the good cause was supported by medical staff at the Darling General Hospital. Meanwhile, also helping the victims, students at the local Tzu kindergarten donated their bamboo coin banks and even encouraged their parents to give a little of their love.
美国在10月29日东边地区发生降低飓风。
Explaining the situation on the east coast of the United States to parents, teachers and students hope with their messages that everyone can help the storm survivors. Many parents kindly donated their bamboo coin banks to support the victims.
在美国上级台风
Hurricane Sandy devastated the United States. We need to raise money to help them so they can have food to eat.
有东西吃。
We are role models for our children. They learn from our action.
We want to teach our children to have compassionate hearts and, most importantly, to become givers and help those in need.
Every donation, large or small, is filled with the love from everyone, and through their lesson, the teachers also plant seeds of goodness in students' hearts. Meanwhile, also helping the storm survivors, DaAi volunteers are making steam buns that are filled with grains, walnuts, and sesame. Each steam bun is filled with nutritious ingredients, but also a giving heart, as the money collected will support the Hurricane Sandy victims. Upon receiving the news, medical staff at the Darling General Hospital all kindly support the cause.
The good cause is supported by everyone: doctors, nurses, personal care assistants, and the cleaning staff.
Even though the medical staff couldn't take part in making the steam buns, they say that knowing the buns would help the storm victims made them even more delicious.
We travelled to the Down Under at the end of our program today and joined Tzu volunteers in Australia as they held a year-end blessing ceremony for senior residents, all of which the volunteers have been providing long-term care for. Over 100 senior residents participated in the event and all enjoyed the performance. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.